So what's the headline of the article? Now, this comes from Risk Media, which is this goes out to brokers, managers. This is a big entity that's like a news source for real estate managers, brokers, owners, things like that. So what jumps off the page at you right now? This came out this morning.
Flat.
Mid-year update, flat forecast for home sales this year. Now, why in the world, if I'm trying to motivate you and pump you up, would I bring you this headline on this call? What do you see as the opportunity in this?
To be disruptive. Get your unfair share of the market.
Absolutely. What was that?
Be ahead of the shift.
Yes, absolutely. Right, so a couple things that I thought when I saw this at 5:40, 5:45 this morning when it came through. First off, I know that a lot of managers across the country, team leaders, managers, whatever you want to call it, but a lot of people who are in charge of training agents saw this article the same time I did. Now, that being said, what do you guess? There were probably two responses to this, or two thoughts automatically without being able to control it. What do you guess their two thoughts were? I'll take the easy one because it's probably not the one that most of them had. The easy one would be, oh, this, like you guys saw because you think differently. Oh, there's opportunity here. What's the other likely thought that people saw when they saw, or thought when they saw this?
Oh, crap.
Oh, crap. It's called defeat.
Yeah.
Right? So they're looking at this going, oh, see, this is why my business can't do what I thought it was going to do this year. This is why I'm not getting the results I wanted. See, they just validated my excuses. This is perfect. And so what are they going to do then?
Sit back and do nothing.
Nothing. Exactly. Nothing. Because now they've given themselves an excuse. They found validation for the crap they've been telling themselves. Now, I saw this like you did as opportunity because now I know that a lot of my competitors, a lot of my competition in local markets, if I'm you, what are they going to start hearing stories about? Oh, it's a hard market. Oh, it's only going to be flat. Oh, inventory is just the biggest challenge. Oh, there's not that many deals being done because there's lack of inventory. Are you following where I'm going with this? So we have a massive opportunity here when we see this stuff. Now, what this does, I'll scroll down here. This comes from NAR. So what I know is not only is Risk Media sending this out, but NAR is sending this out. So this is going to be seen by a lot of people. And Inman News, which I call the National Enquirer of Real Estate, will pick this up and they will blast it out everywhere because it's going to get people to open their emails, right? We know people are going to be hearing this message and seeing this. So what I want to challenge you to do is get very strategic, which we're going to unpack some stuff today on our call. Get very strategic about how to take your unfair share because this will cause those that already haven't, it'll cause some people to take their foot off the gas. They're not going to lean in because this validates the excuse. Now, what we know about the call with Chelsea is, A, she knocked it out of the park, but B, she was talking about how do we handle conflict or challenges or obstacles. Right? And she pulled stuff from a couple of really, really great books, which I can't say the titles of because they're not Mo approved, but they're really, really great books. And I had her come up with this visual representations. Okay, so her point was when facing a challenge, an obstacle, or a problem, you ask yourself these questions. Now, if it's me, and this is posted in the Facebook group, if it's me, I'm printing this, which I did, and it's above my desk because every time, it's not a matter of if something happens, it's a matter of when it happens. It's inevitable, right? These questions allow us to give a good, clear perspective, a true perspective for the size and weight of what we're up against. Because oftentimes we tell ourselves something's bigger than it is, which is what we're counting on with the strategy we're going to go into and taking advantage of this opportunity in the market. How long have we been talking to you, those that have been with us for a while? How long have we been talking to you about a shift in the market?
A year.
Over a year.
A year, right? Now, what we also talked about was that a shift doesn't mean an economic downturn. A shift doesn't necessarily mean a bad economy. A shift means a shift in power from one group to another, from buyers to sellers or sellers to buyers. Right now, when there's limited inventory, that creates a shift. It will impact the number of homes sold. It also should impact the number of agents licensed. Now, it won't now. If you remember in shift, it has the trajectory, and the number of agents in the market going out of the market always lags behind the number of transactions starting to flatten out or go down. We have massive opportunity here. I just don't want you to miss it, right? So whenever a challenge like this comes up, these questions, Chelsea's point was, does this problem serve my greater purpose? Is this problem mine or somebody else's? Am I borrowing it from somebody else? Am I making it bigger than it needs to be? Am I reacting or responding? That's my favorite one of all these. Am I reacting or am I responding? Reaction includes emotion, and we never make good decisions based on emotion, ever, right? So we never make good decisions on, we don't want to react. We want to respond. Responding means we stop, we take a step back, we process, we evaluate, we look from all perspectives, and we make a sound decision going forward. Next, what's the problem? In one brief sentence, that forces me to sum it up. That also is the starting point of me figuring out where the opportunity lies, right? What caused this problem and how can we keep it from ever happening again? So that being said, that's the process I want to go through today as we're looking at this, because it will start a conversation in your marketplace. You'll start to hear this. People are always looking to validate the crap in their lives. They're always looking for an excuse to make themselves feel better about falling short of their potential, right? So this will get out there. I want you to be ahead of it and prepared for it. Now, there's a couple things I want to look at here for us, and a couple strategies specifically. Now, what is, in your mind, what is a huge opportunity in this market when we're in a limited inventory market? And we have a group of people who are raising their hands saying, hey, I want to sell my house. What would we call those people? We'd call those people for sale by owners, right? They're saying, I want to sell my house and I haven't been sold on the value of hiring you or anyone that does what you do. So can we all agree that in your market, there are opportunities with for sale by owners? There are property owners who are saying, I'll sell my house, and they've not actually currently yet listed with an agent. Yes or yes?
Yes.
So if you missed this, I want to highlight this tool. This is a freaking phenomenal tool that came from these conversations across our company as far as what do you need as a partner. Now, how many people saw this post in the Facebook Mastermind group? Did anyone see this?
Yeah.
Okay, a couple people did, and that's why I wanted to highlight it, because that means a lot of you haven't, and that's totally fine. There's a lot of stuff in there. This whole process, and I'm going to go through a couple of the pages to show you what's here. Chelsea developed this marketing leave behind piece for sale by owner, and it's designed by our partners. Now, it's designed to be used as a leave behind, which means you actually have to go meet these people. No, they do not eat their young. They're actually very nice, most of them, right? And when you're taking something different, which we talk about in the book of the month, which is tribes, we know that we have to be different because the mundane, the ordinary gets ignored. So every other agent's going to an open house wanting to list the property. Would you guys agree with that?
Yes.
And like I've talked with some of you on our one-on-ones last week, there's a different strategy involved in a for sale by owner from my perspective. So Courtney, can I pick on you since we talked about this? Can I pick on you to share what's the other opportunity within a for sale by owner? How would you go to me as a FSBO to sound different than a typical agent?
Well, the strategy you used, because I didn't want to go in and lie and say that I was just coming in to be a buyer, bringing buyers around for them, was to hit their buy side of things. So to go into the for sale by owner and say that, use the feel, felt, found. I understand that this is a hot market. It seems like the for sale by owners are going fast. I understand you probably don't need my help. How I've helped out other for sale by owners is helping them purchase their next home. Have you met with an agent yet to discuss where you're moving and go from there?
That's exactly right. Now, everybody that just heard that, is that a difficult thing to deliver to somebody? Is it salesy? Is it coming from contribution? Right? Every for sale by owner is two pieces of business, and most agents miss that fact. Most agents are looking for what piece of business?
Listing.
They're looking for the listing, which isn't bad by itself, but every other freaking agent is looking for the same one piece of business. Every other agent's fighting over that scrap that fell off the table. What happens if we shift our strategy and our perspective? And we can show up and we can say, if I'm the agent, I can say, hey, Mr. and Mrs. FSBO, I am working with a number of people. By the way, like, here are all the registered buyers on my Commissions Inc. website that I utilize, part of United Home Group, finding buyers for properties like yours. These are all people that want me to find them properties. Now, I'm going to be completely honest. I have no idea if they want your house or not. I don't know because I've not seen your house. So I'm not here to even talk about listing your house. What I actually would like to do is talk about where you're going to be going once you sell your property successfully, because I do know that right now FSBOs are selling on their own. So let's just pretend you sell this like tomorrow. It's a beautiful home now that I've seen it. You sell this, what then? Where are you going to go? What caused you to want to move? Why is that important to you? You see where I'm going with this? We always get paid in direct proportion to the quality of the questions we ask. Ask better questions and ask them more targeted to the direction you want to go. You will come across completely different than every other real estate agent that stopped by their house, because they're all stopping by with one motive in mind, and that's to list the property. Watch what happens when you go and you don't even care. It's like the takeaway, right? It's a recruiting script we used to use as team leaders. I'm not calling you, you have to back it up with truth, but I'm not calling to recruit you. I don't even know you. I don't even know if you'd be a good fit here. Well, what do you mean I wouldn't be a good fit? I don't know you, but we could get together to find out. All of a sudden, it's like this takeaway or this take back, right? I'm not here to list your for sale by owner. I don't even know your house. I don't know you. I don't know how realistic you are. I don't know what you think your home is worth. There's too much I don't know. I'm not even here to talk about listing your property. I'm here to talk about helping you find your next home. Now, all of a sudden, you start to stand out. Now, in that process, what likely comes up in conversation?
Selling their home.
Selling their home, right? It absolutely likely comes up. Now, in the process, this tool was created for that gap. So all you have to do is see the front door and knock on the door and talk to these people. If you choose to do it over the phone, that's fine. It might take you a little bit longer, but either way, make contact. This piece was designed to fill the gap between the first contact and the second. Okay, so what you're going to see as you're looking on here, this is the cover sheet. By the way, anyone want to guess where this is located? What tool? The partner portal. Yes, it's located in the partner portal. It's under marketing and then under listing materials. You will see this. Now, this is the cover page, right? You're going to see a couple key things by design. You're going to see some headlines designed to draw their eye in. Now, on the inside, there's a quiz. Everybody likes checkboxes and everybody likes quizzes, and it asks them a bunch of what?
Questions?
Do you think the questions that made the page are here by accident?
No.
No. Is there anyone else in your market that's leaving this kind of a piece behind for sale by owner? No, I promise, because we didn't rip it off and duplicate this. We created it. Okay, it's unique. This is Chelsea's brain mastermind right here, taking pieces from other partners, listening to what your needs are, putting it together in a marketing package that helps differentiate you when you're at that appointment. That's all we're wanting to do. That's what Tribes is telling us, right? So you're going to see these three pieces, and there's more to it, but you go in and download it. Utilize this tool, guys. This is an absolutely incredible way for you to stand out from the crowd, to be different from all the other agents, and so you can show up. Now, we also know that a lot of FSBOs in this market specifically are probably getting hounded by agents. Would you agree with that? So if you were a for sale by owner, might it be refreshing if the first words out of your mouth in response to their, "Oh, I'm so tired of you agents calling me," would it be refreshing potentially for your first response to be, "You know what, that's great. I'm actually not even getting in touch with you or meeting with you or calling you," whatever the case may be, to even discuss listing your property? May I explain? Now, of course, I'm going to work in, oh, by the way, here are all the buyers that are registered on my site looking for something that's maybe similar to this, but I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and tell you all I do. I don't know what your property is, and I don't know if it matches what they're looking for. I'd love to find out, but I don't know. I'm not here to talk about that today. Creates an easy conversation for the second conversation, okay? Now, the second strategy that we can use in this type of a market is what? Yes, you can cheat. It's on the screen.
An open house.
Open house. There is, in my opinion, and I've listened to 3 interviews lately with top agents across the country, this could be the single biggest source of opportunity in today's market. Now, why would you guess I say that? And yes, we might go a few minutes long, and I promise it'll be worth it. Why would I say this could be one of the best single sources of opportunity for you in a tight inventory market?
Because you're going to bring in more leads of people who want to sell their house and move into another one.
Absolutely. Now let's talk about those people that visit your open house. Are some of them inevitably going to be buyers?
Yes.
Absolutely, right? They're not finding what they're looking for. The market's tight, especially in a certain price range. Maybe there's not a whole lot out there, and so they're getting frustrated, they're getting desperate, and they're out searching for their next home. Yes, some of them will be buyers. Who's the other group of people that are going to likely come through?
Neighbors,
Neighbors and potential what? Sellers. Again, a part of open houses most people miss. A lot of agents, when they do an open house, they bring all their material and get ready to handle buyers, which is great. And yet they completely neglect the seller contingent that comes through the open house as well. In this type of a market, what would potential, or what I call pre-listers, be doing at that open house?
check comparisons.
Bingo, they're price shopping their competition. I want to know what I can price my home for, because they're also likely thinking, what if I did it on my own, right? So your open house is a stage for you to get in front of two distinct groups of people. Obviously, yes, buyers, and you should have material prepared for them. We can talk about that. Specifically, when we're doing open houses, I also want to have material prepared for sellers, okay? Now, what we know to be true here, a couple things. There's a couple paths to finding this business. First, obviously you can borrow listings from other people. I don't know if you guys saw this in the Facebook Mastermind group. It's also there. This is a custom piece, again, created from the idea and concept of partners, specifically Blaine in Bellevue, saying, hey, what if we had a marketing piece that I could use to take and market myself to the top agents in my market center, just like we do to get a listing from a client. Now, what happens when you market to the top agents, the biggest listing agents in your market center with stuff like this, clearly showing them the advantage of having you hold their house open versus some other yahoo? I guarantee your conversion rate goes up, you get better open houses, and all of a sudden you have opportunity coming to you over time instead of you having to hunt it down and chase it down, right? Don't miss these tools. Now, what we also know about open houses is you have incredible leverage tools and marketing tools to be able to use to get the word out. What might some of those be?
Call center.
Call center. They'll do a circle dial within 2-mile radius of that open house, inviting people. That is absolutely massive. If you're not using it, you're nuts. What else?
List reports.
List reports, some incredible flyers on the property. It also shows you how close it is in proximity to certain services, right? Awesome, awesome, awesome marketing piece. Again, that makes you stand out and be different. We also have some incredible social media graphics located in the partner portal that you can post on your social media, letting people know you're going to be holding a home open at a certain time. Oh, and by the way, what if you did a live video from that house a week before, also letting them know that you're going to be holding that house open? You see how all this comes together. When we look at this clearly for what it is, the pool of potential business is much bigger than most agents give it credit for. Don't miss the fact that these open houses are just as much to find seller leads as they are to find buyer leads, and you should come prepared with both. Now, that being said, we're 2 minutes over. Let's wrap this by getting an idea. What would you take to an open house to specifically give to the seller contingent or the seller group versus the buyer group? What would they care about more than the buyer group does?
See a layout of the house, probably.
Right. So there's a great app from Commissions Inc., the website we have, the platform we provide. Sync has a great app. They even have one specifically for the open house. How many of you are using that at your open houses?
I can't figure out how to use it.
So we have a Jeff for that. We have a Jeff for that, and I want to encourage all of you. You should be using that Sync app at every open house. There's a couple reasons. First, people hate signing in. They will refuse to sign in on the sign-in sheet a lot of the time. Yet if you hand somebody a tablet, an iPad, even if they don't want to sign in, they think it's so cool and different that what are they more likely to give you?
Their info.
Their information. Oh, by the way, it's a Sync app integrated with your Sync platform. Where does that information go automatically then?
Into Sync.
Interesting. So real time, right there with a hotspot, we could sign them up on search for that neighborhood. Even if it's a seller, we could set them up to say, hey, you know what, you're considering selling? That's great. I'm not attached to any specific outcome. Why don't we do this? I've got an incredible tool called Commissions Inc. It has all the properties in the MLS that shows you in real time what's coming on the market so that you'll know what price point you might be able to get for your home. So let's set you up as a buyer on my site so you'll always know what the newest inventory coming on the market is in case you do decide to list, because that'll be your competition. How does that sound? Is that a threatening offer? Completely passive, right? I'm going to end it with this. Here's a perfect script for an open house. I stole this from Ben Kinney. It's not mine. I stole it from him, and I'm sure he stole it from 14 other people. That's the way this world works, right? So here's the script. It's very simple. You come into my open house. Hey, thank you so much for coming into my open house. I really appreciate you stopping by. Feel free to look around. Here's some information on the house. Oh, by the way, before I let you go, because I'm not here to bug you, can I ask you one quick question? And what are they always likely going to say?
Yes.
Sure.
Yes, sure. Fantastic. Great. What I've learned over the course of my time in this business is people typically attend open houses for a few reasons. First, they're in the market to buy a home and they're looking for property. Or second, they live in the neighborhood or in a similar type of neighborhood and they want to know what they might be able to get for their home if they were going to put it on the market. So which of those two best describes you?
A.
Is that a threatening conversation?
No.
No, there's nothing threatening about that. You're having a conversation. And what are you automatically doing from that conversation? What are you getting out of it?
Qualifying them.
You're qualifying, and I'm figuring out, how do I speak to you? Because I should speak to you if you're a buyer differently than I speak to you if you're a seller, because your pain points and your interest and what you need is likely going to be different. Do you guys agree with that? It's a simple script. So A, our strategy should involve as many open houses as we can find. And B, you need to be prepared when you're at those open houses and have the stage for those to be able to ask the right questions and provide the right value. FSBO's also incredible opportunity in this market. Now you have some great marketing material to go after them. So